In these unprecedented times, Catholic Social Services of the Miami Valley continues to be a reflection of Christ's call to serve the most vulnerable among us. While we will not be able to come together to celebrate their impact this year, the Jazz Party Committee invites you to join us on a sentimental journey where we will shine a light on 7 CSS programs changing lives in our community. In the next step of our journey, we join Jody Armstrong, who teams up with Officer Ndayisaba Ramadhan to tell the triumphant story of his family's refugee journey and their appreciation for the role CSS MV played in helping them make Dayton their home.
Back home, it's not a very, the country, we don't have a lot of jobs. She was born there, she didn't go to school. She went to school, but she didn't finish, The job that she did when she was little was she sold palm oil, which is popular back home. That's what she used to do when she was young, growing up. And she sold clothes, which is what she's still doing right now. The reason why I left the country was because of the war. People were getting killed. I used to see bodies. It was a civil war between two ethnics, Tutsi and Hutu. A lot of people, not a lot of people that were able to flee the country, but some of them did. We were one of those people. It was hard moving a family from one place to another, especially during the wartime, and when you get to that place where you're going, you have to start over again. It's hard with the kids, coming to a new environment where you don't have anybody to rely on, where you don't have anybody to depend on, you just have to start fresh by yourself. It was hard. Life was very hard back home in the camp. I shouldn't say back home, it is home once you get used to it. At the first time it was hard. Besides food, be able to find food, on top of that, it was kind of hard. It's not like here in the United States where you have everything, just in the house. Back home we had to go fetch fetch water. Rivers, it would be miles away. Sometimes you'd be at home cooking. Houses that we lived in were, made out of trees. Instead of here, you have, roofs, made out of who knows what. Back home, it was just grass. Sometimes you'd be cooking and the house would catch on fire. That was almost an everyday thing. It's not like lights here, you just flip a switch, you just get lights. Back home in the camp, it was just difficult. Life was just never-ending struggle.
For over 60 years, Catholic Social Services has been partnering with the State Department and the Conference of Catholic Bishops to resettle refugees from countries where they're fleeing. They're fleeing war, they're fleeing persecution, they're fleeing violence, and have an opportunity through the refugee resettlement work to come start a new life in Dayton, Ohio, where we help them, build that new life.
These people need help when they get here. They need a home, they need to figure out how to feed themselves and how to get jobs, and what Catholic Social Services does for them is a really vital service.
When we started the whole process of the interview was 2005, but we didn't know what the interview was for. So in 2007, that's when they came back and said, okay, you're gonna come out here, we're gonna do another interview for the people to go to the United States. So that was in 2007. The whole family was excited to know that where we're going to have a future. Other than the camp, you don't have, you don't know what the future is like. So knowing that we're coming to the United States was the most exciting thing ever. Can't forget that day. I remember the day when I came here. It was 2008, January the 23rd. You know, I remember they came out here to get us at the airport. You know, they welcomed us. You know, it was exciting to see you have a place, you know, of your own, you know, comfortable. You know, I remember like it was yesterday, you know, life began from there, you know. First few weeks were kind of hard. You know, we were still in transaction, you know, from back home to here, we had to get used to everything. We didn't have a whole lot of people that knew the area. You know, we didn't have a whole lot of people that spoke the language you spoke. We had some neighbors from back home, from Burundi, you know, so those kind of helped out, you know, getting used to the life here, you know, while, you know, getting settled down. Yeah. What I love the most about the United States is opportunities. Here they have a lot of opportunities. You'll be able to make a living here. You know, back home, you know, unfortunately I didn't go to school and be able to finish. You know, with that being said, I would have never been able to get a job back home. You know, I'm able to go and apply at different places, even though I don't have education, you know, but I'm able to work, make a living. But back home, I won't be what I'm at right now. When the kids started school, you know, it was exciting, you know, it was different than back home. You know, back home, kids wake up in the morning, they go, you know, they have to walk miles and miles, but, you know, they have to walk. But here, it's different. All you gotta do is wake up, you know, get dressed, go to the bus stop. Bus will pick you up. It was exciting for the kids to go to school here. You know, back home is different than here, of course. You know, back home, kids go to school, they could go to school and finish whatever they want to, you know, study for. And once they finish school, it's kind of hard to get a job. Even if you go apply for a job, you know, you have to, you know, bribe. You have to pay a bribe, you know, you have to go, if you leave an application, you have to leave some money too. When my son first started the job, or when he got the job, it was exciting. You know, it was from where we came from to now. You know, it was just unbelievable. You know, having seen him go to school and be able to finish school and get a job, especially this kind of, you know, being a police officer. You know, a lot of people were kind of surprised. They didn't believe that anybody from Africa would be able to make it. Proud of him.
It was it was such a great opportunity to be able to meet Ramadhan. He is an incredible person. His work with the kids at Belmont in the soccer program alone is just amazing. That he is a refugee to this country and now mentors young people just makes you smile. It's a beautiful, loving family, and he's an amazing young man.
I understand the value the people bring and the resilience that they're showing by starting over again in a brand new country after such traumatic experiences, the bravery that's required when people are in such a difficult transition and showing so much bravery and determination to plan for their futures. It's amazing work.
Catholic Social Services helped a lot. You know, from the day we got here, you know, from going back and forth, we had no idea what we're doing, we had no idea where we're at. We thank him a lot. Kugira icyizigiro, gutanga imfashanyo, guhindura ubuzima.
Thank you for your support of Catholic Social Services. We are all in this together, and CSS needs our support more than ever to continue their beautiful mission. You can learn more about our Sentimental journey, find more stories, and offer your support for all their programs by visiting cssmv.org and clicking on the Sentimental Journey link. Thank you for your support.